Welcome to my annual video where I choose my top songs released this year. Last year, I did my top 25, so this year I decided to amp it up and do my top 30. I know the title says best songs, but that's really just for dramatic effect. This list is my subjective opinion. Consider it a list of my favorite songs this year rather than what I think is objectively good. Anyhow, going into this list, note that I chose to only include one song per artist. But besides that, it's pretty self-explanatory, so I won't waste any more of your time and let's get into my favorite songs of 2025. If you watched my Katseye discography ranking, you'll know this is my favorite song from them, so at number 30 we have M.I.A. Since I already talked about this song in my last video, I won't go too in depth, but I'll share my basic thoughts on the song. I love how fierce the lyrics of M.I.A. are. All the girls perfectly match the attitude the song calls for with their vocal performance. I think Daniela and Mammoth especially really own the energy the song has with their flawlessly commanding attitude and their voices. Yoonchae also shined a lot vocally in this song for me, which seems to be rare in Katseye's songs since Yoonchae is extremely underutilized vocally, so it's a nice treat for her to have some bigger parts in a song. I love how the chorus of M.I.A. is filled with energy by having all the girls sing together. The lyrics are hard-hitting and catchy, and it's an all-around feel-good anthem. The song M.I.A. is Katseye's strongest in my opinion. It gets the energy up, and the way they perform the song live is impossible to not watch. At number 29, we have a girl boss anthem. It's Aespa's Dirty Work. This song is very girl power, but it doesn't feel too cheesy. It's done in like a bad bitch type of way. The execution of the song was very well done. It's very well delivered, executed, and a complete earworm. The song creates a certain vibe that seems to be pretty unique from most other songs that I've heard from K-pop this year. They sing this song with soft, sultry vocals during the chorus, while some of the verses are met with slow, moody raps. They do that whisper tone a lot on Dirty Work, and it does work well. The vocals don't include any crazy runs or anything like that, but it's still really solid and they sound great while giving an effortless vibe in the best way possible. It's a great song to sing along to as well. I also love the arrangement of the song. It's really dynamic and interesting. I think I hear some rock elements in this song, which is really cool. My favorite parts of Dirty Work have to be the bridge and the chorus. They're both just so catchy, and the bridge is such a nice, interesting switch in the song. After listening to this, it definitely gets stuck in my head every time. At number 28, we have a hard-hitting rap song. It's Ballerina Coupe by Cupcakke.
1997, I was born a fucking legend.
I feel like Cupcakke really doesn't get the credit she deserves because people are too focused on her raunchy lyrics, but if you listen closer, her lyrics are super clever, and in my opinion, she's outperforming a lot of these main rap girls. Cupcakke is a national treasure and Ballerina Coupe is a banger. The song gets you to move, it's punchy and dancey, and the beat sounds like it came straight out of the 90s, which creates a really unique vibe for 2025. With this song, it's clear that Cupcakke is a very skilled rapper with the way she wordsmiths and comes up with very clever rhymes no matter the subject matter of the song. The flow she uses with her rapping on this song is so dynamic. On Ballerina Coupe, you can tell Cupcakke isn't afraid to experiment and try new things. All the risks taken with this song really paid off in my opinion. She's a tremendous performer and carries so much swag in her vocal performance of the song, it's impossible to not pay attention to her. Ballerina Coupe is the type of song you can listen to over and over again and never get bored. At number 27, we have a catchy bop of a song. It's Ravyn Lenae's Love Me Not.
Oh, no, I don't need you, but I miss you for me.
With Ravyn Lenae, the music speaks for itself. Her voice is so unique in the most pleasant way. The way she sings in this song really scratches my brain, as does the melody. Love Me Not is fun to sing and dance along with. It's a crowd pleaser for sure. That melody during the chorus flows so well, but I could also say that about the entire song. I wanted to highlight the chorus though because it is the definition of an earworm. When it comes to the writing on this song, it's a simple concept, but done in such a fun and smart way. I love the slower part during the bridge, and the harmonies during the final chorus are my absolute favorite part of the song. I also want to highlight how Ravyn performs the song live. She really comes to life in a live setting. You can't not watch her when she's performing. This song just felt really fresh and unique, making it one of my favorites of 2025. The next song on my list really serves something different and fresh for this year. At number 26, we have Cannibalism by Slayyyter. This was my favorite Slayyyter release by far this year. It's such an eclectic, experimental song that deserves props. She really brings the feistiness on this track. The music video is very captivating with its glamorous yet gruesome visuals. Slayyyter uses really unique vocal tones here, sometimes reminiscent of Gwen Stefani, but it's still really unique and performed extremely well. The song is dynamic and interesting, it keeps you on your toes when you listen, and it's different from anything else to come out this year in my opinion. This song brings camp and performance mixed with dark horror. Slayyyter's cannibalism isn't just a song, it's an experience. At number 25, we have a Doja Cat song off of her new album V. Let's talk about Ahh Men.
I have too much tolerance. You ugly and fine as shit. And if I had more common sense, then I would grab my right and dip.
Ahh Men is a super fun and interesting track from Doja Cat's latest album. When I listened to V, Ahh Men was really the song to stick out the most to me in a positive way. Ahh Men brings in the song with a really unique, funky, and bouncy beat. And the light, breathy tone she uses in the beginning of the song sounds really nice. Ahh Men is really catchy in some parts, but also super dynamic. But what sells the song the most for me is the performance. Doja's vocals are full of sass, and the whole song, lyric and production-wise, really complements that attitude. And it's not just the vocal performance with this song. I can't show the clips because of the copyright, but her performance of the song on SNL also really sold the song for me completely. This song also features a really cool bridge that utilizes that breathy high tone that she used in the beginning of the song. But it sets itself apart vocally because even though the tone is similar, the bridge is more full out and melodic. I feel like almost anyone can vibe to this song. The flow during the verses is great, and the hook is something you really can't help but sing. Next up is a song from one of the coolest pop artists with a perfect voice. It's Mad by Renee Rapp. Now, we all know Renee Rapp has a seemingly effortlessly flawless voice, and that's no different on Mad. On this song, her vocals are smooth. Her tone is really nice to listen to. I honestly can't praise her voice enough. On Mad, the verses and pre-chorus have a silky melody, and the song explodes in the chorus with perfectly executed runs and high notes. The song is also super catchy and becomes an earworm after a few listens. It's just the kind of song you want to sing along to. And she comes off so cool via the vocal performance. She always performs well, whether it's on the studio recording or in a live performance setting. The bridge of Mad is intense, with Renee conveying a lot of emotion in her tone of voice. During the bridge, she sings softly, but then gradually builds to that intense chorus I was talking about earlier. I really think Bite Me was an underrated album from 2025 because when it comes to Renee Rapp, the music itself, without all the bells and whistles, is always good. In my opinion, her voice really carries her music, and it's not as necessary for her to be pulling flashy visuals or stunts because she's just that vocally talented. Next up is a really important song for a very iconic alt-rock duo. At number 23, we have Drum Show by 21 Pilots.
He's putting on a drum show. Even now, he'll take a longer way home.
I have to make note that this is the first song to feature vocals from the drummer Josh Dun, so for that, how could I not mention the song? But Josh's vocals aren't the only thing that makes this song great. That just makes it monumental for the band. Drum Show is obviously dominated by drums, as any 21 Pilots song is. I love the high notes Tyler does, but this song is actually a lot more heavy than most 21 Pilots songs, and I really like when they lean into that rock side. Even though it's heavier than most of their other songs, you can really just groove to Drum Show. It just gets in that pocket. But more on the vocals, the song mixes those high, soft vocals I was talking about with more chanty ones, making for a really dynamic vocal performance from Tyler Joseph. The drums are easy to follow along with as well. They sound really clean, not messy or muddied at all. Drum Show is one of my favorite 21 Pilots songs that they've released in a while. It's impactful and brings the energy. The song I placed at number 22 is such a vibe. I think everyone was really feeling this artist's music this year. It's Headphones On by Addison Rae. This is definitely my favorite Addison Rae song to come out this year. I can't deny I was singing it all year. Addison's vocals flow over this amazing beat and her voice sounds absolutely angelic, even when live. People debate whether Addison is a good live vocalist, and I personally think she is. I really enjoyed her Grammy Museum performance, personally. She certainly has a unique tone. I'm not saying she's like the next Whitney Houston, but I think she has a really great but underrated voice. And her producers, Elvira and Luca, really cook on these songs with Addison. The production of Headphones On is especially infectious. The way they mix her vocals as well is just heavenly. And lyrically, I love how this song is full of affirmations. I think it's a nice touch that makes the song something that you can feel good singing out loud and putting into the universe if that's the way you think. But overall, it's just so fucking catchy. Even though it's repetitive, it's more repetitive in a way that's easy to vibe along with rather than boring me. So that doesn't even bother me in the case of Headphones On. And the outro is also so cool. I love the switch up in the melody during that part. Addison Rae's Headphones On is an overall mesmerizing song. At number 21, we have a group that was suggested to me recently and has quickly become one of my favorite new music finds. At number 21, we have Gala by XG. I recently discovered XG actually through a commenter and was absolutely blown away. At number 20, we also have another act that I discovered this year, Party of Two, with their song Outta Body. Everybody, know your body, get it started. Outta Body is an intense rap banger. These two are really unique musicians, but if I had to describe them as one word, it'd be cool. Sonically, I love the little snaps in the beat. It adds a really cool vibe to the song with the softer vocals over it. This song is impactful, punchy, and brings the energy. Vocally, Jada's vocals are great. Her tone is very pleasant, and then we have Swim, who keeps up with these really interesting and dynamic flows during his parts. When they use distortion on their vocals, it always sounds purposeful and never feels like a band-aid or too much. From Outta Body, it's clear both of them are performance powerhouses, and you can really tell both of them give their all no matter what they're giving us, whether that be their vocal performance on the song or how they appear in the music video. Speaking of the music video, I really like the concept. It's simple, with them riding tethered in the back of an open box truck. I think the intensity and element of danger in the music video matches the theme and energy of the song well. My favorite part of the song and the music video has to be the outro, where they go into this smooth, slower tempo part, matched with this part in the video with their heads in a lab. I mean, as I said, they're really giving it to us, especially in this part of the video. This was my first introduction to this duo, and when I heard it absolutely stopped me in my tracks. So Outta Body going on my list makes perfect sense. The song I put at number 19 serves as a masterclass of arrangement. This song is incredibly interesting, and I'm so glad I found it this year. It's Big Shot by Jhariah. Welcome back, Fever era Panic at the Disco. Just kidding. Even though I definitely hear Panic's influence in his music, Jhariah is one of the most unique new artists I've found. I wouldn't say this song has the most polished production, but how interesting the production on this song is really makes up for it. I'd actually argue that the imperfections just add character to the song. The vocals on Big Shot almost sound live, or at least very minimal effects were used on them. The vocals are super dynamic and theatrical, and I think that's where the Panic influence comes in. The instrumentation on Big Shot is also incredibly eclectic, with a lot of ear candies and fun moments throughout. The whole song is intense, matching its title very well. Like the title says, nothing about this song is small. It slaps the listener in the face with its frantic yet pleasing melodies. And as I said, the arrangement of this song is just so creative. On Big Shot, Jhariah's talent as a visionary and musical artist are definitely highlighted. This was such a nice switch up this year because I really haven't heard anything like this come out in a really long time. At number 18, we have one of the girls from Dream Academy. It's Adela with Machine Girl. Machine Girl is a smartly written song that's a powerful commentary about women being viewed as villains. Sonically, I really like the use of vocal effects in this song. They feel purposeful and make the song more dynamic. I also love the diverse vocal tones in this song. Sometimes she uses a breathier tone, sometimes her voice almost combines with the beat, and sometimes the notes are big and supported. Adela also gives a lot of attitude in Machine Girl through her vocal performance. The song features really big production, and you can definitely hear the Grimes influence with her collaborating with Adela on this song. Machine Girl is dancey and upbeat, but also has an underlying darkness to it. It was close between this and all the other songs Adela released this year, but I have to go with Machine Girl as my 18th favorite song of the year. The 17th song on my list was my favorite song from Chappell Roan to be released this year. You may think it's The Subway, but it's The Giver. I typically don't favor country music, but with the way this song was done, I'm clapping and cheering. I was close to putting on the Subway instead, and even though I will admit the Subway is a little bit more vocally impressive with the runs, I think The Giver is a more fun and dynamic song. It also isn't as repetitive as the Subway, in my opinion, so I do prefer The Giver if we're putting it against the Subway. The long wait for this song to come out after Chappell performed it on SNL was so worth it, because we definitely got a hell of a song from this release. I really like the lower tone Chappell utilizes during the verses of The Giver. It's just an easy and smooth part to sing along to. Then we get the bigger notes and more of the high notes during the chorus. The lyrics are fun and unserious, but also extremely infectious. There's tons of really fun lyrical moments in this song. I really like how they lead the song into the final chorus with the bridge, even though it doesn't really have words, it's just kind of a na-na-na. The very end of the song is quite funny, with Chappell saying you're welcome for getting the job done. The Giver makes you want to line dance in sparkly cowgirl boots no matter how much of a city slicker you are. I just think The Giver is a campy country bop that I was listening to a lot this year, and the whole worker girl concept around the song matched it perfectly. Number 16 comes from a very iconic K-pop girl group. It's Twice with This Is For. I totally understand this song might not be everyone's taste right away, but after a few listens, the song becomes iconically infectious.
You're not gonna get the song the first time you hear it. After the second and third time, you're gonna be like, whoa, what is this? It sounds nothing like anything that's out right now.
Now, I've tried to write my thoughts on this song multiple times, but it's quite hard without just repeating words like, oh my god, iconic, and slay. Anyhow, the song is incredibly catchy, and the lyrics are almost a bit silly, but I say that with love for the song. It's unserious, but I can't deny that the song didn't go platinum in my house. The rap verses in this song hit really well, and Twice sounds great harmonizing on the chorus. This isn't important to the song itself, but I really love all the outfits worn in the video. I also really like the outro of the song. It's interesting how it kind of just ends there instead of going into a final chorus after a bridge. There's just so many great moments in this song. You might not get it, but This Is For me. In 15th place, we have the artist who placed number 1 in my top songs of 2024 list. Let's talk about Unconditional by Jade. This song is about Jade's mom and her battle with illness, so it's a really vulnerable song tied up in a digestible pop package. The production of Unconditional is really interesting as it's funky and futuristic. I love the breathy tone Jade uses in this song, but she also has some moments where her voice sounds really supported and bold. Unconditional is a really sweet and heartwarming song with some of the best songwriting on her entire album. There's parts where it's sweet and sad, but other parts where Jade is seemingly filled with rage, which keeps the song interesting and makes sense with the topic being talked about on Unconditional. The melody of the song is nothing less than gorgeous. I really like this entire album, but Unconditional was definitely my favorite single from Jade this year. The 14th song on the list is my pick for my favorite K-pop Demon Hunters song, Your Idol by the Saja Boys. The vocals are just so smooth, buttery, and harmonious in Your Idol. Not just the chorus, but the entire song is catchy. It's been stuck in my head a ton recently. The Saja Boys hit these high notes that are incredible and harmonize together so well. It was honestly the perfect matchup of voices casted for this movie. Baby Saja, voiced by Danny Chung, gives a super cool rap part during Your Idol that's one of my favorite parts, but my absolute favorite part of the song is that note into the big final chorus. I just enjoy the whole dark energy of this song, and it serves as one of my favorite parts in the movie. I also love how it's done, but Your Idol is definitely my favorite song from K-pop Demon Hunters. I really can't stop listening to it recently. And at number 13, we have the Nepo Baby song of the year, I Really Wanna by Mammoth. I'm just playing. I mean, kinda. He is literally a Nepo baby, but his talent speaks for itself. His spot in the rock scene is nothing but earned and deserved through the great music he's been releasing. I Really Wanna features pulsating guitars and rhythmic drums. It's a driving beat that you just want to groove to. It's so impressive how talented Wolfgang Van Halen is, playing every instrument in this song. He even uses techniques in his instrumentation that are similar to his father, Eddie Van Halen, especially during the guitar solo in I Really Wanna. I think the little gag of Wolfgang Hank playing his guitar with his middle finger when performing this song is funny and goes with the unserious nature of the song itself. The lyrics are silly, sarcastic, and a bit snarky. It's an unserious, feel-good song that also feels good to listen to. I really liked all the other songs on this album as well, and I've especially seen people highlighting the end in their end-of-year list, such as like Loudwire, but in my opinion, if you want the boppiest song on this album, you really have to go with I Really Wanna. It's just a party whenever it plays. At number 12 is a big moment that was a long time coming. It's Vodka Cranberry by Conan Gray.
Speak up, I know you hate me.
I also like Romeo, My World, and pretty much all the other Wishbone songs, honestly, but we all know Vodka Cranberry was just such a moment. I mean, as a longtime Conan fan, before I knew he even made music, that VMA's performance was such an amazing moment to witness. It's been a long time coming for him, so I'm finally glad to see him get the hype he deserves. Vodka Cranberry has great emotional songwriting. I'd compare Conan's songwriting to Taylor Swift's due to the way he wordsmiths with his writing. Conan really shows off his vocal chops on this song as well, utilizing his wide range. Vodka Cranberry is a song that you can't not sing along to. The chorus is like a beautiful emotional outburst, which is led up to perfectly from the verses. And then the vocal mixing at the end of the song with the final chorus sounds so good with all the layers and harmonies. Vodka Cranberry is just a beautiful song overall from Conan, so great job on this one. We have one of the most dynamic songs on the entire list at number 11, Divine by Stray Kids. Those intro vocals from Sungmin are so exceptional, especially live. I mean, vocally, honestly, in my opinion, he stole the show during their Mama Awards performance of this song. Felix also serves those hard-hitting low vocals in Divine that really add an interesting touch to the song. But it'd take too long to point out all of their vocal performances individually because they all really bring it in this song. The chorus is incredibly infectious and catchy. The melodies will get stuck in your head without fail. The bridge of the song serves as a really interesting switch up with an R&B influenced sound. Divine is just so dynamic as each member really has their own distinct part, which keeps me on my toes as a listener. It's the type of song I want to rewind a lot to replay specific moments because it really brings a lot of interesting parts. It's probably one of the most dynamic songs on the list with the way it evolves and progresses. The lyrics don't lie. With Divine, Stray Kids are bringing a new innovative version of pop music. I haven't really gotten into Stray Kids very much before their Do It project. Oops. I feel like the next band we're going to talk about took a lot of risks that paid off with their music this year. At number 10, we have Telephone Busy by 5 Seconds of Summer. Ashton starts off Telephone Busy with almost spoken vocals, but it really sets the vibe for the entire song. I love the staccato melody in the chorus with those harmonies. Their voices melt together so well in parts of this track. All of them are singing at their best on this song, especially Luke during the bridge. The bridge is short, but it still contributes to making the song extremely dynamic and interesting to listen to. I love the intense drums with Luke's borderline screaming over them. I just thought that was such a nice touch to the song. Telephone Busy brings the energy without being too much. It's an extremely danceable song while not seeming like it's trying too hard to have that effect. Telephone Busy is something different for 5 Sauce, and it's a catchy bop of a song. I really like the futuristic vibe captured in the production on this one, and all the other songs from Everyone's a Star, the album they released this year. The music video to go along with this song is simple, but it's still a really fun and great watch. Telephone Busy is definitely an evolved sound for 5 Seconds of Summer, and their experimentation really paid off with this song. My next pick will definitely be the most controversial on the list, as this band, well, mostly their lead singer, is very polarizing, but I can't deny this is a bop that went platinum in my headphones this year. My 9th favorite song of the year is Falling Under Verse's All My Women. This song came with a super silly and fun music video. I actually made a whole video about that if you want to watch it. The song is campy, but that's always been what FIR is all about and a huge part of their brand. The song mixes country and rock like Vodka and Cranberry. Just like I said with Chappell Roan's The Giver, I clap and I cheer when Falling Under Verse adds a country twang to their songs. They just do it in a way that has so much life and really gets you amped up. After a few listens, I couldn't not sing along to this song. I actually saw Falling Under Verse play it live this year, and it was so much fun in that environment as well. I love all the ear candy and little background vocals on this song. There's a little bit of dialogue, which I can be picky about, but it's not too long, and it's executed super well in this song. All My Women is a complete banger without taking itself too seriously. It's an all-around good time, and I really love when Falling in Reverse does these campy fun songs. You knew this next artist was going to be on the list because of the thumbnail, so my pick for my favorite Lady Gaga song of the year at number 8 is Perfect Celebrity. The song Perfect Celebrity is full of grit in the production as well as the vocals. Let me just say, I love the drama of Perfect Celebrity. The chorus is full of energy, impact, and punchiness while upkeeping the darkness that the entire Mayhem album possesses. More on the impact, the song really packs a punch. I can't not mention the links to Princess Di in this song. Princess Di is one of Gaga's best written songs, which was unreleased, and I really loved the cover Isaac Dunbar did of it, but he's taken it down from his YouTube, unfortunately. Back to Perfect Celebrity, Gaga's singing is at her best here, as she usually is. I've never heard Lady Gaga sound bad, but even with the vocal mixing and subtle vocals harmonizing in the back, they just sound so super polished and purposeful on Perfect Celebrity. The bridge is absolutely superb, with Gaga using a unique tone. Then that moment it transitions back into that big final chorus is like the cherry on top of the sundae that is the song. Perfect Celebrity is the type of song you want to drive to, and it also makes you want to dance. It's a complete banger and my favorite song off of Mayhem. The next song is from one of my favorite pop girl albums this year. This song wasn't the biggest hit from that album, but it's the one that resonated with me the most. My 7th favorite song of the year is My Man on Willpower by Sabrina Carpenter. It was between this and House Tour for me. While I love the humor and creative writing style used in House Tour, I have to go with My Man on Willpower because of its relatability. Sabrina perfectly captures the feeling of being ghosted, love bombed, and dismissed by someone you like in a song with this one. The song has some of the best songwriting about the subject that I've ever heard in a pop song, and it's all done in an extremely clever way. The instrumental of the song is great. There's some really interesting production here. A lot of people rag on Jack Antonoff's production because they don't like the Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift, and I think that's all he can do, but I really like his stuff. He worked on some great songs this year. I think My Man on Willpower really swings well. It's the kind of song you want to like snap or tap along to. Sabrina's vocals are incredibly smooth on the chorus, then she has busier lyrics during the verses that are performed by her with ease. Her vocal control is extremely impressive on this track, and so are her high notes. Dare I say, Nobody's Son got the attention My Man on Willpower should have gotten? I like Nobody's Son, but in my opinion, this is the better track. At number 6, the next song is probably the most impressive on this list when it comes to skill. It blows me away every time I hear it, as almost all of her songs do. Let's talk about Where Is My Husband by Rae. The most noticeable thing in this song are the tongue-twisting lyrics. Not only is Rae an incredible performer on this track, not missing a beat, she really flexes her writing chops on Where's My Husband. While the verses are very wordy, Where's My Husband features a super catchy chorus that's easier to sing along to. The song as a whole just sounds so big, and the arrangement is incredibly interesting while still being pleasing to the ear and easy to follow along with. This song just feels like Rae flexing her skills all over the place. One of my favorite things about Rae as an artist is her drive to utilize so many instruments. Almost every time you see her perform a song, she has like a whole orchestra with her. I think it makes her music sound so grand and really sets her apart from a lot of the digital production we hear today. Nothing against producing beats on computers, but Rae does a great job including instrumentalists in her music, which I appreciate greatly. My favorite part of the song is the bridge. It's a really interesting break in the song as it gradually goes from a more low-key vibe and then grows to match the intensity of the rest of the song in the final chorus. The outro of the song is also Chef's Kiss. Rae is probably one of the best singers in mainstream pop and also one of the best composers and songwriters. She's already pretty popular, but I hope she really pops off tremendously with her next album in 2026. It's time for my top 5. Okay. This next song on the list is from a band that was on last year's list and has risen to an even higher spot this year. I've been really enjoying seeing them kind of break off into the mainstream this year, and I hope they have even more success in 2026. I have to talk about Static by Sleep Theory. Static by Sleep Theory is a super catchy song that went pretty big on rock radio this year. This song is typical for what you'd hear on rock radio today, but in the best, most polished way. There is also a touch of that MySpace emo sound that used to be popular. I think the heavy instruments mixed with the electronic elements really are what sells that vibe for me. When it starts, it eases in with a heavy beat and goes into those vocals that just punch you in the face. Dare I say, the intro kind of reminds me of Hell Above by Pierce the Veil. I really love how Sleep Theory utilizes all their members in the band to their fullest potential. Each member really gets their chance to shine on this song, and the production is so clean. Static has a great melody during the verses, and I especially love the pre-chorus where Cullen sings those tongue-twisting lyrics very melodically. The chorus just drives, it's full of energy, and goes full throttle. The song features an epic breakdown with screams you can really feel in your soul. I'm not always a huge fan of everyone screaming, but Sleep Theory does it so well. They were also on my list last year, and I definitely think they stepped it up this year with Static. My fourth favorite song of the year is one that didn't really get the love it deserves, despite clearly being a hit. It's Hotbox by Lil Nas X. I made a whole video about Lil Nas X's days before Dream Boy, so check that out if you wish, but this list wouldn't be mine without putting Hotbox on it. I totally believe this was the missed song of the summer. I wish it caught on more this year because it is a total banger, and I think it had potential for a lot of commercial appeal. The song Hotbox is an all-around banger. It grooves so much with the bouncing beat, and Lil Nas X's vocals perfectly floating over that. His verses are great on this song. The lyrics mix humor, clever wordplay, and an ear-pleasing flow. Take a Day Trip, Omar Fetty, and Ojavolta really cooked on the production of this song. I love the bridge. I wish it was on the streaming version. Last I heard, it was only on the YouTube video, but since I listen to most of my music on YouTube, that really isn't much of an issue for me unless I'm in the car. I really think this is one of Lil Nas X's best songs ever. It's definitely in my top 5 Lil Nas X songs ever. It's just so bouncy and catchy. I consider Hotbox to be pretty infectious. This song just brought the right energy this year, and I wish that energy was returned back to the song. It was really slept on. Okay, it is top 3 time. Funny enough, the same artist placing at number 3 this year also placed at number 3 last year. So the next song is one of the most beautiful to come out of 2025. It's Hampstead by Ariana Grande. As I said about We Can't Be Friends last year, without an annoying person in your ear talking about home wrecking, this song is a masterpiece. I really enjoyed Twilight Zone by Ariana Grande, which ended up being the hit from Brighter Days Ahead, but the reason I picked Hampstead is due to the raw vulnerability in the lyrics. Hampstead feels like an F you to the media when it comes to rumors about Ariana. This song is reflective of those real-life rumors and conversations about her, even mentioning in the lyrics and title that restaurant where the infamous photo of her and Ethan Slayyyter was taken. I really enjoyed being able to hear her response to all that in such a beautiful and artistic way via this song. I think it's the perfect way she could have responded. Hampstead is a song that tells people to not make assumptions about people they don't know in such a stunning way. Of course, Ariana's vocals are superb. She's one of the best singers ever, duh. But the performance is really what sells it. She delivers every line with a lot of heart on this one. She utilizes a softer tone as well as big supported notes reminiscent of Adele. Honestly, Hampstead is just one of my favorite all-time Ariana Grande songs, which is why it's so high on the list. This is just beautiful work from Ariana. Bravo on this song. The song to place at number 2 on the list is one I talked about in a previous video, but I couldn't not put it this high on the list because it was the song that did the best job at making me feel something this year. It's Bad Flowers, What's the Point?
And everyone hates me, and I feel the same. What's the point?
First of all, it was very hard to choose between 1 and 2, but the reason What's the Point is at number 2 is because I can barely listen to it due to the emotional nature of the song. Bad Flower knows how to write songs that feel like a knife due to the specificness of their relatable lyrics. The song explores themes of stillness, self-doubt, body image, and agoraphobia in a way that feels super honest and real. The track features minimalistic instrumentation and a subtle yet captivating bass line that enhances the introspective tone of the song. As the song progresses, the vocals and instrumental instrumental intensify, mirroring the change of emotions from quiet despair to an outburst of frustration. The outro's repeated question, "What's the point?" underscores the song's existential uncertainty, leaving the listener never really knowing what the point is, which is probably the point that no one knows. Clearly, there were very smart choices made when writing and composing this song. What's the Point is a song that I think can make a lot of people feel understood. It's such a beautiful, well-written song and one of my favorites off of Bad Flower's entire catalog. It's one that gets me in the feels for sure. It's so much, but it is so good at the same time. Before I reveal my favorite song of 2025, I want to mention some honorable mentions for this list. These songs did not make my top 30, but I still consider them to be some of my favorites of the year. First, we have Butterscotch by Kesha and The Ghost of You by My Chemical Romance. I'm putting these two songs together because both of them technically weren't made this year, which is why they didn't make the list. I just didn't think it'd be fair, but I still want to feature them. Butterscotch was an unreleased Kesha song that I have a lot of nostalgia with. As a kid, I'd listen to the song on YouTube without even realizing it was unreleased. I don't even think I knew about the concept of an unreleased song at that time, but anyhow, Kesha officially released the song in 2025, and it was just as good as I can remember. Then, we all know The Ghost of You would be topping this list if it was the first time we heard it, but this was reissued with the deluxe version of 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge with new production, so I didn't think it'd be very fair to put it on the list since it's technically older and it'd take a super high spot, but I have to spotlight it because we did get a version with more modern production, and we also got the music video in 4K, which is awesome. Okay, now let's go into a more rapid fire mode for the next honorable mentions. We have Catapult by Mr. Fantasy. The whole Mr. Fantasy project is pretty captivating and the music is pretty good. It's something I'd never expect from KJ Appa, but here we are. Bowling Alley by Audrey Hobart. The performance of the song is great. I love the lyrics and writing as well, but the singer-songwriter indie genre this falls under isn't really something I listen to that often, but I really do like the song. I just don't listen to it all the time. Next we have Somber's 12 to 12. I think 12 to 12 is the best song I've heard from Somber. It gets stuck in my head a lot, I must admit. I think it has a good groove to it, and I don't really ever skip 12 to 12 when it comes on. Next, I want to highlight Ruin the Friendship by Taylor Swift. This is a great song with a devastating twist. There's great writing from Taylor on Ruin the Friendship. It's just a really beautiful emotional touch to the life of a showgirl. Next is a K-pop solo artist that is also in the band twice. We have Shoot by Chaeyoung. She's a clear visionary, which is shown especially in this song. This is one of my favorite K-pop songs of the year. It's just an all-around great pop song, and it has a really cool video. Then, some people might be mad this isn't on the list, but we have End of You by Poppy, Amy Lee of Evanescence, and Courtney LaPlante of Spirit Box. Honestly, I don't listen to this song that much, but I thought it was very iconic to see these three come together for a song. It's like the bang bang of metal, so I couldn't not mention it in this video. Next, we have Dracula by Tame Impala. The melody is so catchy on this song. I love the spooky vibes, but it still works year-round. I really like this song, but it does get a bit repetitive by the end, which is why it's not in my top 30. And my last honorable mention is Mr. Electric Blue by Benson Boone. You guys have no clue how close this was to being in the top 30, but if it was on there, no one would take me seriously because of the Benson Boone hate train, but I'm proud to be a Booner. But this song really brings me back to early summer, and it puts me in a happy mood, so I'm gonna mention it as an honorable mention. Okay, are you guys ready for first place? The song in first place actually comes from a movie. It came out towards the end of the year, and I'm so excited it did so it can be included on my list. My favorite song of the year is Big Guy SpongeBob Pants Okay by Ice Spice. SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay. SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay. Just kidding. My actual number one song of 2025 is If Lyrics Were Confidential by Waterparks. If lyrics were confidential, let's go inconsequential. Do I recognize this song as an acquired taste? Yes. But does it line up with my taste? Also yes. In my opinion, this is an all-around great song. It doesn't rely on tricks to make it sound good. Rather, what it relies on is fearless lyrics and the unapologetic attitude Austin Knight delivers them with. During If Lyrics Were Confidential, Waterparks tells it how it is, poking at fans that override boundaries without sugarcoating anything. They reference specific fan interactions, which makes the song unrelatable to listeners, but also extremely honest. The song also criticizes the music industry, touching on TikTok, nepotism, body expectations, and more. As I said, I wouldn't call the song catchy, but after a few listens, you can't not sing along. When I saw Waterparks this year, the crowd really came alive during this song, and that says a lot because the energy was up the entire time. This song is just so authentic, and the way it's performed really pleases my ears. Everything about the song is interesting, from the lyrics to the arrangement to the melody. It's confrontational in the best way, which is why it's my favorite song of 2025. Okay, if you watched this entire video, I thank you so much. It was quite a handful to write and edit, but hopefully it came out okay. In the description, I have a playlist linked with all of these songs if you want to listen to them. Let me know what your favorite songs were in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Otherwise, just make sure to like and subscribe if you want to before you leave, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.